Hello, today what we did is we talked about systems of equations with three variables. Now the goal of this is to get all the variables known. We need to know what r is, what s is, and what t are. When we have three variables, we're going to use elimination, and we're going to start by picking a letter to eliminate. In this case, I'm looking at these options, and I'm looking at these two bottom equations, and I notice that the s's are the same in those bottom equations. And this can be advantageous to me. I can go ahead and eliminate these s's from the bottom equations, or I could pick another letter. I'm going to go ahead and eliminate the s's, and I'm just going to subtract the bottom two equations. We're going to ignore the top one for now. So negative 6 minus a negative 3 is a negative 3r. 5s minus 5s will cancel. And 4 minus a negative 3 is going to be 7t, is equal to 7 minus 26 is negative 19. So this is one of my new equations. Negative 3r plus 7t is equal to negative 19. Now we have to eliminate the s's again because we just eliminated it once, but this new equation has two variables and you need a second equation to go with it. So we're going to have to use two different equations and we're going to have to eliminate the s's again. So I don't really have a good set in this situation, but I'm just going to go ahead and pick the top and the bottom. And since I'm eliminating s's, I'm going to go ahead and multiply the top equation by 5 and the bottom equation by 6. Now the reason for this is because eventually I'm going to be distributing, and 5 times 6 will be 30 and 6 times 5 will be 30, and therefore they can be canceled very easily. Just to make matters a little bit easier, I'm going to go ahead and switch the signs of one of these numbers in order to make my signs opposite of each other. So we're going to make this a negative 6 down here. Using distribution, we'll say that's 5r plus 30s minus 10t is equal to 55. That's the first one after the distribution. And then the second one would be a positive 36r, a negative 30s, and a negative 24t is equal to a negative 42. Now, since these things are similar, but they are slightly different, the signs are opposites on these s's, we can combine these two equations together by addition instead of subtraction like we did the last time, and that just cancels these out. 5 plus 36 is 41r. Negative 10 plus negative 24 is negative 34t is equal to 55, and a negative 42 is a 13. And this is my second new equation. 41r minus 34t is equal to 13. Now, we don't really need any of these things anymore. We are going to eventually go back and use these original equations, but really we're going to focus in on the red and the green equations here. We have two variables, and we need to find out a way to make these things so that they have the same number in front of either the r's or the t's. I'm going to go ahead and target the r's, and there's not really anything good that 3 goes into that 41 also goes into. So I'm just going to go ahead and switch those numbers in front of the r's again, and we're going to use the same method for elimination. I'm going to go ahead and change the sign of the 3 to make that a positive 3, and we'll leave that 41 alone. And again, the reason for that is to make the signs the opposites. So 41 times 3 is 123. R, it is negative. 41 times 7 is 287t is equal to, and 41 times 19 is going to be a negative 779. On the bottom one, 3 times 41 is going to be a positive 123r. 3 times 34 is 102, negative 102, I apologize, negative 102t is equal to, and 3 times 13 is 39. Now we have two new equations again that have opposite signs in front of the r's. When we combine these by addition, those are going to cancel. 287 minus 102 is 185t. And then negative 779 and a positive 39 would combine together to be negative 740. This is a very simple equation with one variable, and it's going to be simply solved by dividing by 185 on both sides. So negative 740 divided by 185 is going to be negative 4. T is equal to negative 4. And that's all well and good. What we want to do is do something with that. We need to find out a value of either R or S, and I don't know which one to go with first, but the fact is I can't put that back in to the original equation yet, because if I put it back in here I would still not know R or S, so I need to find either one of those before I can actually go and plug it back into the original. So because we have no better options, we'll plug it in right here for T in the first equation, the red one up at the top, and we'll use that red equation to find out what R is. So we'd say negative 3R plus 7 times what T is, which is negative 4, is equal to a negative 19. This is a relatively simple equation to solve. Negative 3R minus 28 is equal to negative 19. We'll add 28 to both sides, and we'll have negative 3R is equal to 9. And therefore, R is equal to a negative 3 after the division. Well, that's good, because now we know both R and we know T, so we can use that information and go back into the original equation again, and we can find out the last letter that we need, which is S. So we're going to plug that in. Negative 3 goes in for R, plus 6 times in for T. Well, I don't know S, so we want to put an S there. Minus 2 times, and in for T goes a negative 4, is equal to an 11. We can solve this equation. It's long, but it's not exactly hard. This negative 3 plus 6s plus 8 is equal to 11. 6s plus 5 is equal to 11 after we combine our like terms together. We'll subtract 5 from both sides, and 6s is equal to 6. Therefore, s is equal to 1. And that is the final answer. Now, whenever you write it on this paper, you are looking for a ordered triple, that is an RST. We want to make sure that we go in the order that they're given to us. Usually it's alphabetical order, so RST would be negative 3, comma 1, comma negative 4. Inside the parentheses makes that an ordered triple and the solution to this problem.